Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Saturn sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do, was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Saturn sextile or trine Uranus in a natal chart, one way it may manifest is that you may easily concentrate with just Saturn on attaining goals and aspirations, which is Uranus. Now, if Uranus, say, is in Capricorn as an example, those goals and aspirations may be tied in with the government. It could be politics, doing something with accounting, dentistry, masonry, information technology, business, carpentry, something with structure, construction, architecture, as some examples. And also, too, these aspects can be positive for really readily being able to work, laboriously, which is Saturn, and going after your future, which is Uranus. So let's say if Uranus is in Aquarius, as an example, that future may be tied in with humanitarian, altruistic endeavors. It may be doing something with astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, even rocket science in some instances. Now, also, too, you may, these aspects could manifest in easily being able to balance the activities with the father, which is Saturn, and your friends, which is Uranus. And also, I would say your career and friendships as well, because the career, of course, is tied in with Saturn. Now, another thing, as an example, let's say, if Uranus is in Sagittarius, one or more friends may actually be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are philosophical, expansive, upbeat, optimistic, exuberant, enthusiastic, positive, but at the same time maybe very foolhardy, daring, and reckless, and blunt as well. They may be, and you may have a number of friends that are foreigners as well. Now, another thing too is that Saturn sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart may also be expressed in easily, making, friendships, which is Uranus, with those that are older, mature, disciplined, structured, ambitious, and career-oriented, which is Saturn. Now, the thing is, again, let's say, we use Uranus and Libra as an example. One or more friends may actually be a Libra, sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are very, charming, tactful, diplomatic, refined, cooperative, balanced, fair, equitable, but at the same time may be very ambivalent and indecisive as well. And another thing too about these aspects is that you may have little difficulty finding the inspiration, which is Uranus, to take care of responsibilities, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, for example, if you have Saturn and Scorpio, those responsibilities may simply be tied in with matters of support or shared resources. Maybe it has to do with dealing with a crisis or making a major change or transformation. It may be matters pertaining to taxes, insurance, wills, estates. It could be doing something in some Scorpio-related field, such as locksmithing, recycling, embalming, something with the occult, which includes astrology, as some examples. Now, also, too, These aspects may also be expressed in having a good balance between doing things, in a conventional, which is Saturn manner, and also in an innovative Uranus manner. You may have the equilibrium between these things, and understanding that in some cases you could easily do things in a more conventional manner as opposed to just doing something using the modern technology. I mean, sometimes modern technology can actually doing things in that manner can in some cases can be a little bit more painstaking and time consuming. If you have say if Aquarius is involved, it may be over things related to computers or electronics. My understanding, sometimes people like to do a lot of things in that innovative manner, and have the lights set to be turned off by the computer, where it could just be just as easy having somebody go manually be there for you and turn them on or off. So I mean, it really sometimes I think we do things with technology, we overuse the new methods just because they're more ingenious. But anyway, what I want to get at, the next thing about Saturn sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart is that it could be that the father, older people, and authority figures, which is Saturn, may be in agreement with your objectives, which is Uranus. Now, let's say, for example, if Uranus is in Pisces, those objectives may be tied in with helping the less fortunate, matters of sacrifice, altruism. It could be something with healing or doing something, with poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry, anesthesiology, spirituality, or even the metaphysical, which includes astrology. And also, too, these aspects, I would say, could be auspicious for work, which is Saturn, associated with something Uranus-related. And that could be encompass a number of things, whether it's something with, computers, electronics, altruism, and maybe something with astrology, astronomy, innovation, aviation, meteorology. And, let's say, for example, if, Saturn, is in Taurus, that work may be done in a very methodical, deliberate, and plotting manner. And also, too, you may readily find the discipline and structure, which is a Saturn, in matters pertaining to groups, clubs, and organizations, which is Uranus. Now, let's say if Uranus is in Scorpio, as an example, those groups, clubs, and organizations, may be tied in. It could be something with embalming or forensics, some kind of investigation, something connected with the occult, which includes astrology. It could be locksmithing, something with psychology, as some examples. And also, too, Saturn sextile or trine Uranus in the natal chart may also manifest in being able to easily express new ideas, which is Uranus, at your place of business, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, if Saturn is in Virgo, as an example, that place of business may be tied in something with analytics or something that involves, organizations, such as working as a business connected with professional organizing, something with pertains to health and fitness, such as a fitness or gym. And also, too, another way these aspects may be expressed in the natal chart is that it could be very, favorable for freedom, which is Uranus, from limitations and restrictions, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, for example, if Saturn is in, the zodiac sign Cancer and or the fourth house in the natal chart, those limitations and restrictions may be, tied in, with the home, the family, safety, security, protection, ability to just maybe even have an introverted kind of life or existence, as an example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learns saying stay well.